Hi, I'm Fire, and you can't really see behind me, but it is a snow day here in Oregon, which is quite unusual for us. And that means they canceled my work because nobody knows how to drive in the snow, including me as a California girly. So today, since I have the day off, I thought I would take some time and do a little tech tour. Specifically, I got a Stream Deck for my birthday in October, and I've been messing around with it for a few months now, and I think I understand it just well enough that I want to show you what I've put on it and how it works. And if anyone has any suggestions for things to add to my Stream Deck, I would love suggestions because, again, I only got it in October. I'm still figuring it out. So let me show you what it does. So you can see here my desk setup. If you're curious about any of the details of this or any of the tech that went into it, there is another video on my channel that kind of overviews all of that. But right now we're just going to be focusing right here on the Stream Deck. This is the Stream Deck Mark II in white, and I have two main pages here. One that I mostly use when I'm offline, just hanging out and using my computer normally. And page 2 is what I use while I'm streaming. So we're going to start with a tour of page 1. In the top left corner, I have this tutorials tab, and I put everything else that came default with the deck that I kind of wanted to hang on to in this folder. Mostly because I didn't want to get rid of it in case I needed to find it again, but at the same time I didn't want it clogging up my main screen, so it's all collected in this folder, and I typically use this and everything in here when I'm adding new functions, downloading new apps, and improving my Stream Deck. The second button here, this is bound to Windows D, which is just basically like a quick hotkey that jumps to my desktop. So in case I ever have something incriminating on screen and I need to get rid of it quickly, just jumps right to my desktop. Third button here, this is another hotkey just for screenshotting. This is bound to Shift Windows S, which is the default screenshot on Windows. So if I ever want to take a super quick screenshot of what's on my screen, I'll hit the button and it'll pull up the general screenshot overlay. I select what I want, and then it will save a copy of the screenshot that I can use or edit later. Fourth button here is an offline clip function. I have it bound to Xbox Game Bar, which is the hotkey Windows Alt-G, and I have it set to record back for about 3 minutes of gameplay. So if something ever happens when I'm playing a game off stream that I still want to record, I'll use that button. So for instance, let's say I'm playing something like, I don't know, Plastic Placid Duck Simulator, and I really want to capture what happened. I'll just click the button, and you can see this little pop-up comes up where it says clip recorded, and that saves it to my video file so I can access it later. Top right button here is just a basic Stream Deck sleep function. In case I ever just want to turn it off, don't really want to deal with it, I just hit the button, everything goes to sleep, hit it again, everything comes back on. First button in the second row, this is the extension Battery by BarRater, and what it does is it tracks the battery percentage on my wireless G733 headphones, because if you look at the headphones itself, it doesn't always tell you, what the percentage is, how much you have left. So instead of having to navigate all the way to the app, this is a quick way I can just glance and see how much I have left. And when it's plugged in, it also lets me know that it's charging, just so I can verify that everything's still working okay. Next 4 buttons are just quick opens for apps that I use a lot. So YouTube, Twitter, Discord, and Twitch. And these work exactly like you think they would. So this is me hitting the YouTube button. You can see it just pulls up the YouTube home screen. Nice and easy. Speaking of apps, the next 3 buttons are all for one of my most used audio apps, aka Spotify. First button here actually opens Spotify, and this opens on my right monitor because that's usually where I keep it. And by default, it opens my stream playlist just because this is like the default playlist I like to listen to, either on my own or on stream. Next 2 functions here also work basically just off of Spotify. This is play and pause, and then this is just skip the current song. This will work on any playlist that I have open on Spotify, including this one, but you can see here, I click play. Song's now playing, and if I hit skip, jumps to the next song. Last one is probably my most used function. It looks like a heart, and that's because it's my quick game launcher. So this just has all of the major launchers that I use for games to quick open and get to them. So of course we have Steam, Xbox, this is Infinity Nikki, Epic Games Launcher, Hoyoverse, itch.io, and Osu. So in the inevitability that I download another launcher, I'll add it to this list, but this is pretty much how I quick get to any game or game launch system that I'm interested in. And again, it works exactly like you'd expect. So I'll hit Xbox here, and it pulls up the Xbox app, nice and easy. That's everything for page 1, so let's jump to page 2, which is my streaming section. So this is where things get a little more complicated, so we're gonna get into this a bit more in depth, and things might move fast, so calm down, hold on to your pants, we'll be fine. Okay. So, very first one in the top left, we have, you can see here, stream start/end, and this is all of the functions that I use when I'm setting up for stream. So, the prep function here is the first thing I click when I'm starting stream, and it is a multi-action function that has a lot embedded in it. I'll show you here. What it does, it opens Mixitup, has a little bit of a delay because if Mixitup doesn't open first, everything else gets broken. Opens Streamlabs, opens Spotify, opens my stream manager on Twitch, the actual homepage, and opens actually Streamlabs, which has to open last or else again, everything breaks. So we're gonna start by hitting the button, hit prep, and it's a partial arrow because it's letting me know that it's still processing all of my actions, which again, it's processing slowly because of that delay multi-action function that I have in there. Mixitup opens first, very slowly, and if we give it a few seconds, it should open everything else. Yep, over here, you can see my stream just opened, my Spotify just opened, and lastly, my Streamlabs just opened. So again, it's one button with 6 actions in it, and it is an essential start for my stream. This is probably my favorite thing that I added to my Stream Deck because it was such a pain in the butt opening so many different tabs at once when I was getting ready to start streaming. Now it's all on one button, and that's wonderful to me. Since this is my starting and ending tab, of course, I have some buttons to jump to some of my scenes that are involving starting and ending. So first one here, starting. That opens the starting soon tab on my stream. Ending. That goes to my ending soon, and chatting. That goes to just chatting. Hi gamers. So this is basically how I navigate everything at the beginning and end of stream, just to get to everywhere I need to go. Same thing here, raid. This opens the Twitch main page. You can see over here, just so I can find someone to raid. I typically go off the people I'm following, but sometimes it's fun to be on the homepage and find someone new, you know. Messages right here, raid 1 and raid 2. Those are just my copy pastes for my raid messages. And then I hit raid 1. It's gonna pull up the first raid message, raid 2, second one. And what's nice about this is that I mod on other channels that use that same command. So even when I'm offline, I can hit that button and get raid messages for multiple channels, which is very, very helpful as a mod, I must say. Shout out to Vic, who I mod for. Heart, love you, Vic. Also on this page, I have Discord, which just is a quick way to jump to Discord in case I need to put some information in there. And off, I typically turn off my stream using the go live button in Streamlabs, but in case I ever forget to, I have an off function just to double check that everything is turned off. That's everything in starting and ending. Everything else in the top row is basically all of my major scenes. So if we zoom out here, I can show you where it jumps to. So first one, chatting. This is just chatting. Hi gamers. Game. This is my game screen. You know, when I'm gaming, it shows whatever is on my left screen. BRB is my quick BRB, just says stream is paused. And desk is, of course, my famous one where we go into gamer news. It plays the whole intro. You can't hear it now, thankfully for your ears, but it's got a custom little transition and then takes us to our gamer news screen. The third row here is basically a bunch of functions that I use while I'm in the middle of stream. So first one here, SO, that is shout out. So in case I get raided, it's a very quick way to shout someone out. So I can just click this button, shout out, and then you can see it queues up a shout out for @. All I have to do is type in their name and press enter, and easy shout out. Second button here is dice for my dice roll command. It only works on my gaming screen, but thankfully that tends to be when people redeem it. So all I have to do is click it while I'm gaming, and it rolls a dice, nice and easy, and I click it again to turn it off. Dash is my default Twitch dashboard, so when I click it, it takes me here so I can customize all my stream stuff, like my title and whatnot. Sounds is something funny that I need to get better at using. It is a whole soundboard that I have set up with a bunch of sounds I have saved on my computer. Sometimes I remember these exist, sometimes I don't. Please remind me that they exist. Yeah, next one on the second row is a pretty recent addition. Basically, when I do longer BRBs, like I have to take a bathroom break or I have to eat dinner or something like that, I've started playing Plastic Placid Duck Simulator on stream. So this button basically sets up for that. So what it does when I click my little duck here is it gets rid of my camera, hits BRB, and it automatically launches Duck Game over here on my left screen. So this is still a function of the gaming tab if you're curious. It just basically kind of sets me up to be like, hey gamers, I'm BRBing and playing ducks. Speaking of gaming, the next few functions are all related to things that I might want to happen midstream for one reason or another. That's all on the bottom row. So first of all, you can see I've got this camera that's crossed out. This is in case I'm ever on my gaming screen and I want to really quickly hide my camera or bring it back. Second one here is clip. This only works when I'm live, but it basically does the Twitch clip function, so I can clip whatever happened. Third one here, this is a clear chat button. So in case anyone ever puts something kind of weird or that I don't want in chat, I hit this. And it says Mystic Fires clear the chat. Finally, last one, of course, is I think an essential for any streamers in the modern day and age. It's shield mode. It just makes sure that everything is good and safe. I definitely recommend all streamers have either shield mode or some kind of function bound to Stream Deck just in case, because the internet's full of a lot of creepy people. Keep it safe. That's it for me though, gamers. If you have any suggestions for things to add to my Stream Deck, let me know. This is Mystic Fires signing off for today. Take care. See you later, gamers.